welcome to another edition of Season 23 of RGV Stars, live with Alex Sarabia and Isaac Medina. Remember, RGV Stars is
the premier platform for showcasing Rio Grande Valley talent.
And the RGV Celebrities Place to Be. Celebrities and community leaders like Dr. B, all the way from Starr County. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And today, our viewers will have the chance to get to know more about you, about your career, how it all got started, achievements, obstacles, current projects, future goals, and anything else that you want to share. Sounds good?
Sounds good.
And you also were the Person of the Year, right, for FRONtera?
From FRONtera,
2024.
That was my honor, yes.
Person of the Year.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit about where you're from and what you do full time right now.
So first off, I want to say thank you for having me. I mean, I am a big fan, and I think y'all are 5 years in, right?
Yep.
So thank you. It took you a long time to ask me, but it's fine. So I am from Louisiana, born and raised, a small town in southern Louisiana. I went to LSU Medical School. From there, I did my residency at University of Florida, and I came right to the Valley, so I've been here ever since. Almost over 20 years I've been here.
Well, and why the Valley? How did you find the Valley?
Oh, that's a great question.
Of all places.
I get asked that quite a bit because I wanted to practice in a health shortage area, a health professions shortage area, and that's the Valley. I wanted to be somewhere rural where what I did mattered.
Wow.
And specifically, Starr County.
Starr
right?
County, yes. I initially started out in the McAllen area, but I quickly found that the people in Starr County, that was where my home was. So yeah, that's where I spent the majority of my time.
So you have your own facility there? Pediatric Care Center?
I do. About 16 years ago, I started the Pediatric Care Center. We have 3 offices, one in Rio Grande City, one in Escobares, and one in Zapata.
And what got you interested in your career? Why a doctor?
Right? Well, because I was not one of those people who knew from birth what you want to do. It just so happened one day I was talking to my guidance counselor, and shout out to all counselors out there who make a difference. You know, she just said, you know, you're smart enough. You're smart enough to be a doctor. And then I said, well, okay. And it just really worked out for me. I also had a friend, though, who was, she was always much more organized in her life. So I basically followed her to Xavier University in New Orleans, where I started pre-med, and it was just the best choice I ever made.
Wow. Your counselor believed in you. And
she led the way.
Yes.
She did.
That's why the importance of having mentors.
Very important,
right?
Honestly.
Yes.
So I have to say, shout out to Ms. Page.
Awesome.
And I know that you've been very active in the Starr County community. We've interacted for so many years already with the Psychology Club and with different events and projects. Why that drive to be active in the community aside from your role as a doctor?
Well, one is I've got to meet people like you in the Psych Club, who are doing so many things for our community. It's always a venue to meet other people who are like-minded. But I've always been taught you have to give back. You always have to reach back, pull somebody up with you, never forget where you came from. It's been a blessing, the success that we've had in the Valley, and I feel like that's just something that we need to share.
Yeah, and you've been a school board member, right?
I was a school board member, yes.
And with and without a title, you've always given back to the community.
Oh, I learned at an early age community service is such a big part of me, what makes me happy, and so continuing to do so. And also my Pediatric Care Center family, they are so invested in doing the same. It's a labor of love.
So how many staff members do you have?
Currently, I'm almost at 50 now, so yeah, we're a pretty big company, yes.
And what do you enjoy most from your everyday job routine?
You know, I would say the most enjoyable part is the kids. Because adults, they don't really pay attention to what you tell them, but you will move heaven and earth for your child. So, and children, there's just such an innocence and a purity about them that makes what I do really, really, really satisfying.
Yes. And you have that good communication with kids, right? Because not everybody has that.
I'm like a child inside, still to this day. So yes, and kids, they will call you on it. So they won't let you, tell them untruths or be untruthful.
There's no filter there.
There's no filter, exactly.
What about the hardest part of the job?
The hardest part of it, that's a good one. Seeing sick kids, And so many times we're asked what's wrong, and every time you want to know exactly what to do. You always want to know the right treatment, the right regimen, but sometimes we don't, and sometimes it takes a while. So watching kids sometimes have to go through painful situations or harmful situations, that's the hardest part, I think.
Wow. And how important has family support been in your life, especially moving from Louisiana
to here,
to
right?
the middle of nowhere in South Texas?
Well, I'm from the middle of nowhere, Louisiana, so it wasn't that hard. But family has been very, very important. My mother, a major role model in my life, she just taught me, she had it rough, and she taught me you can either be a victim or a survivor. And so she taught me that hard work will always be the answer for success. And then I have my pediatric care center family. I mean, they are as close to me as blood. So they help me every day to make sure that we always strive for the quality of care that we want for our patients. And then, family lastly are the families that I am invited to be in with my patients. I mean, a lot of people only have one family. I have thousands. Wow. So it has been a very integral part.
Wow, and has anybody put a ring on it yet?
No.
All right.
I'm just saying, no.
That question.
And you've had a long career, you've done so many things. What do you think has been your biggest achievement so far?
My biggest achievement so far, I would say, was earning my community's trust. It's always been important for me to be a really dedicated physician, but knowing that people value your services and trust you with the care of their children has been probably the most that I could ever ask for.
Priceless and rewarding.
All of those things. Yes.
Who would you say are your biggest role models, or maybe people that you admire or look up to?
I look up to all strong women. Sorry, men. Y'all are great. But strong women, especially in today's world, I feel like I can always learn from them. I have always had some of the best role models. Have come in forms of women who work hard but always strive to take care of their community. So I would say top three: one, my counselor, the one who helped to make me Dr. B. My Girl Scout troop leader, who I was in Girl Scouts till I was a senior in high school. She taught me the idea of community service and value of putting forward what you receive from a community. And then lastly, my great-grandmother, Miss Luella Boat, who I memorialize every year with a scholarship that I give for kids. There would be no Daria without her. So.
Very nice.
What advice would you give to someone who maybe wants to pursue a career as a physician or a community leader?
It's rewarding. I would say first and foremost, you always have to remember patients come first. Quality of care always has to be the standard of care. Also, you have to remember compassion. There's no medicine without compassion. Empathy is very important, but at the same time, it takes a lot from you. So you have to remember the value of self-care. You can't give to people if you're an empty cup. And then lastly, always remember that you don't know it all. Medicine is ever changing and ever evolving. You're only as good as the information that you learn, and there's always something more to learn.
Awesome, great advice.
And when it comes to medical school, because I know many students fear that, was it a challenge, a struggle?
It was definitely a challenge and a struggle, but not because it was difficult. I mean, there are so many intelligent kids out there. If this is what you want to pursue, you can do it. You just have to take it seriously and put your head down, and it's obtainable.
Dedication.
Dedication.
And what are your future goals? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years?
Well, if I'm alive, because I'm old.
No, you're not.
I'm very old. No, honestly, I was married to my practice for so long. I'm really just now starting to get into taking my advice. So it's more about self-evolution. I'm getting more into the things that I am good at. But at the same time, advocacy for children is always my main passion. So I'm thinking of maybe getting my master's in children and adolescent counseling, moving away a little bit from just general pediatrics and honing my skills a little bit more, but mostly just self-improvement.
Awesome.
A closing remark, a closing message for the fans, for the viewers of RGV Stars.
First and foremost, thank you for joining me today. And I just want to say, I'm not from here, but this community has welcomed me. It has been such a warm and loving environment to be in. So I just have to say, the Valley is my home, and I'm happy to be a part of it.
And now you're an RGV star.
I am an RGV star.
And where can we find you on social media before we go?
Right, okay, you can find it mostly through the Pediatric Care Center. We're on Facebook and Instagram. I'm not a big social media person, but Daria Milton on Facebook.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. And we wish you the best, more success and more blessings in your future.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you. It's a pleasure to have you, Dr.
Thank you
V.
again, sir. Thank you.
And this was another edition of season 23 of RGV Stars, live with Alex Arabia and Isaac Medina. Remember, RGV Stars is
The premier platform for showcasing Rio Grande Valley talent.
and the RGV Celebrities Place to Be. Until next time.
See you guys.